So we'll start with today's paper, the front page. So we have two articles. One is about disaster management, train accident, right? So potential, at least main test series case study, right? Whose mistake? How do we reduce such mistakes? What should we do, etc., etc. So unfortunately, every life that is lost due to human errors should be a lesson. Yes or no? That is a true tribute we can pay to the victims so that such things won't happen again in the future. Okay, right. Next. So this is a ongoing thing. Blast kills 2, injures 41 at a prayer meeting near Kochi. So this is about a Jehovah Witness meeting, right? So there one person was disillusioned. I mean, he was not happy with the thing. He made some statements like, they are doing anti-national activities, they are promoting separatism, etc., etc. So that is why he has done that. He himself went to the police station and surrendered, and all those things happened. So this is a case about national security, law and order, right? And also about how religion always or most of the times is associated with some uh, you know law and order issue in India, because you cannot separate religion from the person. Okay, so there is one dimension to that angle also. Okay, so no major takeaways as of now. What is Jehovah Witness? What is that group? Okay, that is more important to you. If you look at Hindu, they have a small mini explained article where they talk about what is the core stand of that group, Jehovah Witness group, right? So it is a group which believes, that they do not believe in the national symbols and all those things. They have a higher ideal. The higher ideal is a dreamland or a kingdom of God. Okay, so they believe that what we call as destruction, or what we say as Armageddon. Armageddon is very soon, and kingdom of God will be coming to the planet Earth, and all these things are the belief system that they follow. They also don't encourage people to sing national anthem, join government services, etc., etc. That is a major takeaway. Now it's one school within the Christianity. Yes or no? It's one school within the Christianity. I hope you understand Jehovah Witness. As you can see, in Christianity they have something called as Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity, the Holy Spirit, the God, and the Jesus Christ. Okay, Jehovah Witness, that group particularly does not believe in this Holy Trinity. They only believe in the Jehovah, that is a God, only one form. That is one thing. So why should we remember all these things? Definitely, I'm not going to say prelims questions, right? But the thing here is, within a religion, if you have something, if your core belief is something, okay, it is a responsibility of the state to protect that core belief. Okay, we'll go to Indian Express to understand it better. Okay, right. So the people who believe this faith, they do not believe in certain things. What are the certain things? They refuse to. It's visible on the board, no, not on my face. You can read. They do not believe in voting. They refuse to run for public offices or serve in armed forces, salute the flag, national anthem, pledge of alliance. This religious stand also have brought in clashes with various governments. Okay, the thing here is, as an Indian, we say we have to promote fraternity. Yes or no? Nationalism. Singing national anthem is a token, is a symbol that we unite that fraternity. We develop that brotherhoodness. Yes or no? But if we don't develop that brotherhoodness, okay, is it okay? Your religious belief says it's not okay. On a general angle, I will ask, you should sing national anthem so that there will be a kind of fraternity. Okay, which one is more important? My religion belief or fraternity principle? That is our common understanding. This is where you have to remember this particular case. Baijo Emmanuel versus State of Kerala. This is a case where Supreme Court has said it's okay if you don't sing national anthem. You understood the concept, right? Don't use common sense. Okay, the problem is it's a higher understanding. See, you have a faith. There is no one way to achieve national fraternity, right? There are multiple ways to achieve fraternity. I hope you understand. And I cannot impose my way. See, there is also a debate of rights versus rights versus duties. Only when you do your duty as a citizen properly, you have the right to ask about rights. Okay, that is one imposition that people are trying to bring into the discussion. Okay, so what is your basic duty? Respect national flag, national anthem. Polity classes అయిపోయాయి కదా. They all come under DPSP or fundamental duties? Not DPSP. Duty said, think about it. Respecting national flag, national anthem. Sure, not DPSP. There is no such thing in DPSP which promotes nationalism. Respect national ideals. అది కూడా డ్యూటీయా? ఉందా అట్లాంటిది అసలు? Is there such thing as respecting national ideals? In DPSP, in duties. All these are what? Chapters of Indian economy. No? What are they? They are polity chapters, parts. Parts of constitution. Sure, preamble is a part of constitution. How many of you know? Please raise your hand. Is preamble part of constitution? Yes. Which case? Baiju Emmanuel versus State of Kerala. Okay. So basic details, right? You should not have confusion in these things. See, fundamental duties and all these are what? Parts of Indian constitution. You have to mug them up slowly, if not today, in long run at least. You have to understand the interlinking between them and this, and religion and duties, fundamental duties. So Supreme Court is saying it's okay. This happened way back in 1986 itself. Okay, so we should be very proud of our liberal constitution. The constitution gives you maximum liberty to be an Indian and to be a Jehovah Witness, but ultimately you have to use that freedom productively. You have to use that freedom to make India better. Okay, that is the reasoning, one line of thought. Okay, so that is all you have to remember about this particular event. Okay, let's go back to Hindu. Right, so it's not every day you see a article written by Sonia Gandhi. Okay, as Rigveda says, let knowledge come from all sides. As a human being, we will have a baser instinct. First, I won't read this article. Okay, my base human instinct, it will be totally congressified article, so there is nothing for me to read. But what does civilization teach us? There is some good point that we can learn from everyone. Okay, so right, so here she starts by saying, see, this is a Congress article, but there are few lines which you can use for essay, answer writing, and your overall development of stance. What is the first line? Whatever Hamas have done is a terrorist act, and we have to condemn all terrorist acts. Killing of innocent citizens is a wrong thing. Okay, second thing, next. Now Israel is responding very drastically, very heavy-handedly on the Gaza Strip. Sorry. Okay, so her question is this: even if the long suffering of Palestinians is ignored, by what logic can a whole population be responsible for the actions of few? Okay, that is valid question, no? What is that valid question? Hamas are a terror organization, but again I told you, India doesn't officially declare Hamas as a terrorist organization. Okay, next, Hamas are a group representing some Palestinians, not all Palestinians. Now who are being punished? All Palestinians are punished for the wrongs of the few. Is it correct? Yes or no? As a civilized society, we cannot accept that. We have seen it in the case of Sri Lankan civil war. Yes or no? The LTTE crimes or the wrongs of LTTE are, used as a weapon to punish the entire Jaffna region. Okay, so many innocent civilians also took the bunt. Human right violations have happened, etc., etc. But the thing is, there are surveys. For example, good number of people in Jaffna or good number of people in Gaza actually support Hamas. Okay, but that does not make them criminals. I hope you understand. So there should be some kind of proportionality. That is very, very important. And she comes into that argument and all those things. Okay, but we'll take some positive points, at least for answer writing way forward. Peace will come only if the world, led by countries that have ability to influence policies and events, can restart the process of restoring two-state vision. Yes or no? Probably a ghost article written by an IAS officer which reflects the language. Okay, right? So you can pick up such lines and use them. Okay, మనం చెప్పుకుందే కొత్తగా ఏం చెప్పట్లేదు. హూ ఇస్ ద కంట్రీస్ విత్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్? USA, India, okay, China if possible, throw everybody, Europe, and ask them to start negotiating between Israel and Palestine. Ante. Okay, and this is a important essay topic, right? You can also use it in essay. There can be no peace without justice. Nothing new, very, very old phrase only, but you get the concept. There can be no peace without justice. There can be no justice without peace. What is difference between peace and justice? Think about it. Peace is what? Peace is an area where everybody is happy, nobody have any issues. Okay, when will that kind of system come? Only when everybody have bare minimum justices. Okay, or justice has been served to them. So which is more important? Peace is important for justice or justice is important for peace? Which is prerequisite for what? Justice is prerequisite for peace. Huh? Have you ever heard about something called as grey matter? Human grey matter, grey brain cells. Okay, what are they? Neurons. Have you heard about neurons? What is the functioning? What is the work of neurons? Okay. Transmitting of signals between two neurons or something will happen. So when you start firing up neurons, they will start making new connections. Okay. Something that happened in your third class will suddenly come to your mind at the age of 24. Okay, that is some neuron working with creating a new connections. That is how brain works, neuroelasticity and all those things. That means just like crude analogy is, when you go to gym and start lifting dumbbells for 10 days, you will develop some shape, right? Like fitness and all these things. So the more neurons you fire, the stronger your interlinking capacity will be, stronger your development will be. So when I say a question, at least imagine a scenario: India, Pakistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine. All these are areas without peace. Yes or no? All these are areas right now without peace. See, I'm not even discussing North Korea. Okay, it's in league of its own. We will discuss it some other time. But these are areas with conflict. Okay, now I want a peace in that area. Okay, I want peace in that area. So should I get them to start talking, develop peace, then go for justice, or only by giving justice they will have peace? Take any one example, India, Pakistan, something that you are familiar with. Now you have to write 1200 word essay on this topic. There is no justice, there is no peace without justice. 1200 words means 10 pages you have to write. What will you write? There can be no peace without justice. In Indian preamble, there are justices: social, political, economical. In peace, we have Gandhi. No. After that, no means many meanings. No, in the general sense, is denial. After that, what will you write for 1200 words? Understood the concept? Yes. PSIR students? Anyone? Okay, no problem. Hmm? So what Sonia Gandhi is trying to repeat is, when countries with power come together, they can develop some peace process, or else the cycle of violence will keep on continuing. That is the most important lesson you have to remember. Okay, right. Hmm. Right. So force of law. This article is about enforcement directorate being used against opposition parties. Okay. One small point you have to remember here is, all central agencies are very powerful, very efficient, but they have to be used in a non-partisan fashion. They have to do their job for the sake of doing their job, not to satisfy their political masters. But as long as they are under the political control, they will be sometimes used properly or sometimes used in a partisan fashion. Just before elections, if some opposition party is riding your political party, then that means what? They are misusing the political tools. Okay. So again, as I say, these are all called as gray areas. Black cases, white cases. That means 100% wrong, 100% right. But when there is a gray area, 50-50 doubt, that will that will be misused against the voter. Okay. Right. Give up impropriety, demonstrate impartiality. This is about speaker, the role of speaker. Okay. First of all, we have to understand the term. What is impartiality? To understand this article, we will go down and we will come back. So recently, a incident happened in Supreme Court. Supreme Court gave a left, right, and center, wrapping to a particular speaker of a house. Okay, and he was not present. Obviously, he is represented by Attorney General or Solicitor General of India. So Tushar Mehta. So Solicitor General of India promised Chief Justice of India that I will sit with that respective speaker. Okay, we will discuss and then I will let you know. Right, this is what Solicitor General of India has promised the Chief Justice of the country. So if you read at this particular article, this line will clearly convey. The Supreme Court on October 17th, while pulling up the speaker related to anti-defection case. I hope all of you remember what is anti-defection law. When person X belonging to a X political party or XYZ political party jumps to ABC political party, he is liable to, or he comes under anti-defection law. Who has the final authority? The final authority rests with the governor. Vijay? అది క్వశ్చన్ కాదు, మీరు ఆలోచించకూడదు. బోత్ ఆర్ ఇన్సల్ట్ టు యువర్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్. ఓకే, దట్ ఫైనల్ అథారిటీ రెస్ట్ విత్ ద స్పీకర్ ఆఫ్ ద హౌస్. Yes or no? But unfortunately, in anti-defection law, there is a beautiful innovation, that is lack of time clause. Okay, you give 100 rupees to your friend. I will give you someday. When is that someday? Someday. Okay, you didn't mention that someday. Yes or no? So in the same way, anti-defection law is punishable, but who has to punish you? Speaker has to punish you. Where does the speaker's loyalty lies to? Speaker's loyalty most of the times lies with the political party. Yes or no? See, no MLA with common sense will jump from party in power to opposition party. Yes or no? Most of the times what happens? People from opposition parties will jump to party in power. Speaker belongs to party in power. For 5 years you are safe. Why? Speaker is very busy attending parties, discussing and all these things, that he doesn't have time for punishing you. Okay, now Supreme Court is asking, Are, how long will you keep eating that biryani and all these things? When will you take that judgment? Speaker is saying soon, soon, soon. Supreme Court finally got frustrated and it said you have to take a decision in a very limited amount of time. Okay, as long as speakers are not taking decisions in the limited time, this will lead to subversion of democracy. A big term, but you have to understand it. What is what? You are eroding democracy. You are keeping everything in letter. Legally, speaker is 100% correct. You cannot punish him. Why? Legally it is correct, but in spirit he is destroying democracy. Yes or no? So that is a summary of this article and that article. Okay, speakers have to, again routine old drama, speakers have to be impartial. They should work for the democracy. They should not work for the political parties. So what should speakers do? Speakers should resign in the political party once they come into power, which till date never happened in India. Yes or no? Okay, that means if I belong to BJP, the moment I am elected as speaker, I will resign from BJP. I am a speaker. I am still an MP and all those things. But I am not working for Congress. I am not working for BJP. I am working for Lok Sabha. Okay. After my speaker term is over, again I will go and join whatever party I want to join. I hope you understand. Clear? But in reality, what is happening? Speakers are not taking decisions proactively, and sometimes they are even biased, outrightly biased. So all these things are a problem to the democracy. So speaker plus governor is more than enough to subvert a publicly elected government in the state. That will also affect federalism. That will also affect what? Federalism. Okay. Who are the most important players? Speaker plus governor. They are enough to make the life of a elected government hell. Okay. So they should work for what? Public. You. They should work for the taxpayer, the honest taxpayer. Again, who? You only. Clear? I don't know, but you have to read this article for the sake of reading. An unfolding economic tragedy. Okay, so first of all, you have to remember he is the author of a book, and the book is India is broken. A people betrayed independence to today. Okay, that is a very, very subjective argument, right? So the author is very clear that the governments or the parties in power are not doing enough for the what? India. Indians deserve more. Okay, so keeping that bias or keeping that framework in mind, you have to read this article. This article is going to be critical of the establishment. Okay, now what is his core argument? This paragraph: the GDP centric framing of alleged Indian economic success is wrong headed. What is GDP centric framing? Recently, Prime Minister Modi made a pitch. India is the fastest growing economy in the world. We will be the third largest economy in the world. We will be soon launching a new report today or tomorrow. I don't know when. Niti Aayog will launch a report saying India will become a $30 trillion economy by 2047, something. So, people are projecting GDP numbers. Array, India is doing well. How do you know? Indian GDP is the fastest growing GDP in the world. We are the fifth largest economy in the world, third largest. You understand, right? Always I'm projecting what? The numbers of GDP. So he's saying as long as you put the head of GDP, everything will appear very rosy. Everything will appear very correct. But in reality, actually GDP has slowed down. Our GDP has come down. Our GDP growth is less in comparison to what India could have achieved. Right, and he argues it with pre-COVID data and post-COVID data, and he brings in some nuances. One or two examples we will see, and we will understand that much only. For example, he says, Indian GDP grew at an annual 9% in the mid 2000s. Okay, why? The reason is global economy was also booming back then. Okay, world did not have so many issues, so many wars and all those things. Probably kind of stability was there. We were growing. But when everybody slowed down, that is the next line. In 2007-8, global financial crisis has happened. World economy collapsed. Indian economy also have slowed down to a extent. That means if world is doing well, India is also doing well. If world is doing bad, India is also doing decently, not bad. Okay, so you have to take reality, and he argues slowly our Indian GDP actually came down. We did not increase. How bad? He says in 2018, this is pre-COVID era, right? Our GDP came down to around 4%. Okay, that is bad. Okay, then during COVID times we grew even slower. Obviously, COVID pandemic, all of us know there is no economic activity. So bottom line is, India is not doing as well as people are projecting India is. So there are a lot of flaws with Indian GDP centric model. Now the problem is, okay, everything is fine. Give me some alternatives. You mention problems. Okay, I will make you finance minister tomorrow. What new things will you do to correct all these things? Right? The simple thing is, demand has to be created. Okay, now my question is how? What is demand? Read the last paragraph. Sorry, last means this one. Need to bolster the demand. Good jobs, more human capital investment, and functional cities. Let's imagine you are a Tata. Okay, you are a Tata company. You want to set up cars. Okay, will you set up a automated centric and a fourth generation 4G 5G kind of thing, automation kind of factory, or will you hire more labor? Imagine you are Tata or Ambani, you are very rich, you want to set up a new factory to set up cars. Okay, what kind of factory will you create? World class factory where every cost is reduced, everything is mechanized, everything is automated, I don't need any human intervention, or will I hire more and more people? అంటే one is called as capital centric or capital intensive industries, the other one is labor centric industries. Okay, labor centric industries can also be capital centric, but the thing is, more labor means more discussions, negotiations, labor laws and all those things. Less labor means more automation, probably in future long run you will break even and make profits. Okay, what will you go for? Automation only. Why? Profits, huh? But he is saying that, we have to generate more jobs. How do you generate more jobs? One common answer is industrialization. Yes or no? One common answer is industrialization. That means many people are working in agriculture. People should move to industries or even skilled sector, that is service sector. Yes or no? An agriculture labor tomorrow cannot become a service sector employee, right? It cannot happen. First you have to move towards MSMEs or industries. Okay, or else some construction activity or service activity has to be providing employment. Okay, it's very easy to criticize that Indian government is not doing enough. At the same time, we have to ask why Indian government is not able to generate that kind of employment. For example, MSME. One day when you prepare for mains, you'll actually see government has around 10 different things around MSME. What have you done from Mudra loans all the way till, domestic components. Government is actually trying to promote MSMEs. But why are we not creating that kind of ecosystem where thousands of people are getting hired? Ante, the thing I'm trying to tell you is it's like a very, very complicated setup. Okay, if you pull one wire, okay, that light will go off. If I try to fix that life, some other wire will fall down. Okay, all these things cannot be done overnight. This will take time. The legacy of India is for 40-50 years we ignored human capital. We did not construct schools, we did not construct hospitals. Even today if you go to interior India, there is no quality education. Yes or no? You cannot create quality human labor out of bad schooling system. Okay, even if you go to ITI, what is that, Pradhana Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, okay, or something else, or some other scheme which are supposed to upskill reskill people, it's more of a tokenism. And you join there, they will give you a certificate and you are an electrician who doesn't know what is earthing, what is phase, still you are an electrician. Yes or no? These things happen. Okay, that is where I believe it's more of a cultural thing rather than one institution's fault. We have to demand perfection, we have to demand good things from every walk of our life, right? From schooling, from education, yes, from training, everything should be done for the sake of doing that, not for the sake of announcements. Okay, once you join IAS, you will understand that what sir said is true. You have to make most out of what has been given to you. You as an officer will say, I want all my graduates in my district to be trained properly in ITI industries or something. Okay, what will people at the grassroots level understand? They will understand, okay, sir is giving me task, I have to show him numbers. He will bring lorries and lorries of people. Okay, skilled certificates have been distributed. Okay, you will also show it at a digital dashboard certificate issuance center, and you will get president medal. Both of you are happy. It's just like, people saying 100% so Swachh Bharat. Don't you think people defecate openly even in India now? Don't people urinate publicly? Then how is it Swachh Bharat 100%? You get my point? I'm not blaming anyone. These things are legacy issues. Legacy issues will take time, but at the same time when people mention problems, they also have to mention good number of solutions, practical workable solutions. Okay, ఇవన్నీ పక్కన పెడితే there is a line, చిత్తశుద్ధి లేని శివ పూజ అయ్యేలారా. That means without political intention, without political will, nothing good will come out of anything in India. There has to be what? Political will. Without political will, everything else is jumla. What is jumla? Magic show. That is what the author is criticizing. Okay, enough time has been spent on understanding these articles. When this document comes out, I think this document will be mugged up, by hearted, summarized by UPSC aspirants in a very nice way. Back then in 2011-12, I guess, no 14, India at 75 document has come. People have milked it maximum. Now it's bored, right? So probably people will use this document, India at 2047, India at 2047, conclusions way forward. Okay, so please remember the document name properly. Now what the document is saying is, India will become 30 trillion economy by 2047 with a per capita income of $18,000 to $20,000. Okay, what is the per capita income of India now? Yes, please. Any idea? In dollars? In lakhs, lakhs లోనూ లేదు, డాలర్స్ లోనూ లేదు. సో టుమారో హోంవర్క్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద పర్ క్యాపిటల్ ఇన్కమ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఇన్ రూపీస్ అండ్ డాలర్స్? మళ్ళీ సార్ ఏదో చెప్పాడు అనుకోకుండా, ఇన్ lakhs how much is the per capita income, and in dollars how much is the per capita income, and what is the target we are setting for 2047, that is 18 to $20,000. అంటే ఎంత? $20,000 is what, around 16 lakhs roughly. Okay, roughly. I think India is right now at 1.6 or something. I'm not, you understand, right? Just imagine, size of Indian economy is $3 trillion. We are planning for $30 trillion economy. Yes. पढ़ेगा भारत, बढ़ेगा भारत. Yes or no? सबका साथ, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास. Only then India will become $30 trillion economy. Prayas is very, very important. So you have to read more hard to make all these dreams come true. Why? When you become an IAS officer, you will be working exactly in the same time period, no? From 2025 to 2047. I hope you understand. By the time you become joint secretary, India will become a $30 trillion economy. Yes. You will be the builder, you will be the backbone, you are the steel frame that brings India. Civil services is the steel frame. Don't you know that term? ఎప్పుడన్నా విన్నారా? Civil services are called as the steel frame of India. Okay. Again, for Diwali shopping, make sure you buy only local products. You should be vocal for local. Okay. No, crackers are from Shivkasi. Crackers are from Shivkasi. So you have to buy crackers from local goods. So what Prime Minister says is Khadi Mahotsav, that is purchase of Khadi, promotion of Khadi products. India has sold good number of 1.25 lakh crore related handicraft products. So that is a very good thing for local produce. Right. This is an interesting article. It has some keywords for mains answer writing, if you can remember them. So you have to make notes out of such articles. Developed countries to overshoot carbon emission goals. Okay. So there is a Earth Overshoot Day. You have to know what is Earth Overshoot Day. What do you mean by the term overshoot? What is overshoot? Going beyond the targets or coming under the targets? Going beyond is the usual understanding, right? Okay. So now look at the chart. What does the chart say? See, first of all, the term NDC you have to understand, that is nationally determined contributions. Okay. So let's say US has said that we will reduce our carbon emissions by 50%. Okay. In actuality, how much are they going to reduce? 22%. If you look at Japan, Japan has said we will reduce it by 46%. By 2030, probably they will reduce by 45%. All these are what? Carbon emissions to be made, right? They are projections, they are carbon emissions. And if Japan starts using more electric vehicles, less pollution or more pollution? Less pollution. So Japan is keeping its promise. Is USA keeping its promise? No, as usual. Okay, that is a point. Now, what are the terms that you have to remember? First one is 1.5 degrees Celsius. Our target is global temperature should not go beyond 1.5 degree Celsius. I have discussed earlier also. Paris Agreement says 2 degrees. So 1.5 is itself a disaster. 2 is Hollywood. Okay. So we cannot cross 1.5 degrees. But going by present projections, we are not even close to meet the 1.5 degree targets also. And we will release more than promised carbon dioxide that will warm the earth more than 1.5 degrees, probably 3 to 4 degrees based on the present projections. If we go in the same track, one day we will reach 3 degrees or 4 degrees. Okay, that is a very bad and dangerous scenario. Okay, next. One more term, critical tipping points. What are tipping points? In layman terms or in simple terms, tipping point is a point of no return. Once you cross that point, the balance is tipped forever. Balance, tipping point, right? This will go up, this will come down. That means this is heavy, right? Can I again make it like this? It will take a lot of effort. Such kind of things are called as tipping point. Example, simple thing. Imagine a glacier in Himalayas. Okay, it has melted completely. Water has been released. Okay, can you again create a similar glacier? It will take I don't know how many decades for humanity to reduce the carbon emission so that again glaciers will form in the Himalayas. Antarctica ice or snow all has melted, right? These are called as tipping points. We have released more carbon dioxide than we are supposed to release, and it will have consequences which cannot be reversed. Such points are called as critical tipping points. Recently there was a report, out of 8 I remember 5 tipping points have been crossed. Okay, clear? Okay, next. And the term is net zero carbon emissions. Many countries have promised net zero carbon emissions. That means they will not release new carbon dioxide, or whatever they will release they will also capture. They will nullify the effect that they have promised by 2050. Many countries are not even able to achieve their projected targets. So all this clearly shows what? That there is lack of political will. There is lack of seriousness on the human side, that we are not reducing the carbon emissions. We have to seriously, severely work on reducing the carbon emissions. If we don't work, what will happen? The planet that we know will not be the same ever again. It will have a lot of impacts. Okay, clear? Right. See, this is an article by Harish Damodaran. He writes wonderful articles. Whenever time permits, you can read such articles in Indian Express. Harish Damodaran articles, Raja Mohan articles, etc. What he is saying here is, there is a concept called as Lewis model. What is Lewis model? Nothing new. Every UPS aspirant actually knows this. Good number of people will be working in agriculture. Every civilization more or less will be working in agriculture. Slowly they will become industrialized. Okay, people will move away from agriculture to industry, from industry to service sector. This is the common concept, right? So what Mr. Lewis or Lewis model says, once industries start growing, okay, especially in developed countries, the weak, the poor countries, okay, labor is cheap, industrialization will grow. Yes or no? See, the primary requisite is labor. For any industries to grow, we need cheap labor. India have abundant labor. When you have abundant labor and cheap labor, industrialization is supposed to happen in countries like India. But what happened in India is, from agriculture we directly jumped into service sector. Okay, industrialization did not happen as much as it is supposed to happen. Okay, he even argues in a way that actually the reverse is true in India. People moved away from agriculture to some other areas, okay, but not to industries. Even within industries, people are coming down. The number of people working in industries is actually coming down. He cites article, he cites data. Okay. This paragraph, no less striking is the dip in manufacturing share from 2011 to 12, which is 12.6% to 11.4% in 2022-23. That means manufacturing, the percentage of population working in manufacturing increased or decreased? It decreased. Okay. More people actually work in construction and hotels and restaurants than in manufacturing sector in India. This is the core crux of the article, that people in India are not moving towards manufacturing sector. They are working in other sectors and agriculture, but not in manufacturing sector. So we should push more people into manufacturing what sector, but that is not going to happen in India. Why? Automation and all these things, industrialization will hire less people. Okay, so what he suggests is this model, from instead of farm to factory model, he is suggesting farm as a factory model. What is farm as a factory model? See, that is a very important, beautiful line you can write in answers, right? Farm to factory model is what? From agriculture to industries or manufacturing is called as farm to factory model. In India, it is anyhow not working. Then why bother about an outdated model, and why not try something new? What is that something new? Farm as a factory model. What is farm as a factory model? So the last two paragraph, it simply says, in India, Niti Aayog is suggesting that agricultural productivity has to increase. Yes or no? Agricultural productivity has to increase. Food processing has to industries. You should make more money from agriculture and allied activities rather than dreaming still one day that we will all move to manufacturing sector. So that is the farm as a factory model. You can see this, right? The use of grain, sugarcane, biofuel is already growing. Demand for bio-based products. They are not directly agriculture, but they are allied and dependent on agriculture. So he is saying, at least why not generate more jobs in other areas related to agriculture rather than thinking that people will one day move to manufacturing sector. Yes. See, simple logic. We took the industrialization bus a little bit late. Only 40 years too late. Okay. The problem is now automation, 6G, right? All these things are more cost effective for industries, manufacturing sector rather than hiring human beings. And India, we have caste nexus, labor, voting politics, labor laws, reforms, all these headaches. Instead of that, why not go for automation? Hire less people, more mechanistic or etc. Automation will prevail. Okay. If not India, automatically some other country like China, Romania, or some other small country will start doing these things. They will advance in manufacturing rather than us. Okay, clear? So we read this article, it's decent. At least it will give you some perspective on what is happening. We will use it in GS paper 3. From farm to factory to farm as a factory. That will be your conclusion or way forward. India is taking steps to move away from farm to factor model to farm as a factory model. Yes, at least 1 or 2 points you can write. That is how you pick up from newspaper, or else you will write the same. Doubling farmers' income by 2030. Clear? Any questions? Not reading papers? And there is one really interesting article sorry, by Ashok Gulati. Nothing new actually, one line summary. It's a very rare article where he criticizes the government. Okay, I don't say he's pro-government, but at the same time he's not anti-establishment also. In this article, he talks about one thing, that government of India has fixed something called as minimum export price of 1200 rupees per ton for basmati rice. Sorry? Sorry, dollars per for basmati rice. Okay, rice exports. That means you are making it very costly to export rice. Okay, indirectly you are saying sell whatever the rice is there within the domestic only, don't export it, or you are discouraging the export in a way. Okay, just understand the logic. Okay, what he simply says is, I am a basmati producer. Okay, years after year after year, slowly I started talking to African nations, America, some other business company, some business company. I have established links. Okay, they started trusting me. I'm exporting basmati at a particular price because of trust between you and me, or because of trust between the buyer and the seller. Okay, probably I will have different market rates. Okay, that is called as slowly establishing a marketing trust, right? These are called as networks. Once I established all these networks, when others are trusting me, okay, I'm also expecting everybody is happy. Suddenly government of India will come and change everything. You have to sell at only this price only. I developed a trust. He's buying from me because it's around $850 per ton. Okay, or $800 per ton. That is remunerative for me in a way. Just assume so. Okay, then who are you to say that you should sell it only at this price? This year I will sell at a $50 loss. Maybe next year I will make a $50 profit. That is between me and the market, right? That is for the market to decide, but that is for the farmer to have a connection. So because of these bureaucratic interventions, the networks that India have developed with other countries or other markets have been destroyed, and that market is now being captured by Pakistan. Why? Pakistan is the only other producer of basmati. Okay, you are giving everything in silver platter to Pakistan. Don't do this. Get some rationality. Talk to the farmers. Talk to a wide range of stakeholders. Okay, don't make top down policies. Okay, let the market decide. That is what Mr. Gulati is arguing in simple terms. Okay, and he says, while anyhow government is making so much amount of money, while government is intervening in so many other areas, leave some areas to the market, no? And there is one powerful line, this line. In 2013-14, the exports went by 10%, fivefold, right? From 8 billion to 43 billion. That is India's agricultural exports. Okay, in 2013-14, Indian agricultural exports were $8 billion. By the end of 2013-14, it reached almost $43 billion. So people expected it to touch $200 billion by now. But in reality, how much did we achieve? We moved only from 43 to more or less $50 billion. Okay, right? This, right? I hope you understand. Just keep an idea that government interventions will have a lot of implications. Okay, yeah. See you all tomorrow then. Thank you.